They say it's a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, big city, I gotta make it. What's up, y'all? This is Ty, and I am here to review Season 3, Episode 9 of Power Book 2, Ghosts. And tonight's episode is titled A Fair Fight. But before I do that, y'all know what I gotta do. I gotta give a shout out to my lovely subscribers, and I gotta ask you to bam, hit that subscribe button. You don't like that. That's all you got to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave some comments. Let's have a good time. That's what we do over here. So shout out to folks like Simply Be Yourself 100, Karima, Khadija, Lamar Simpson, June BLC, Savannah Rivers Amore, Saxton Heights, RC Kroger, Tia Devine, Kryptonian Black, Atif, Penny, and all the rest of you. I think we are at like 800 and something, maybe 830 something subscribers, and y'all did that kind of fast. Let's see if we can keep it moving. Get me to 900, get me to 1,000, get me to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, a million. Let's move. Let's get this channel going and growing. All right. I'm done with the begging. Y'all know what y'all got to do. If you like what you see, leave comments, subscribe. Have a good time over here. It's all about a good time over here. And I do appreciate all of you. All right, I'm done with the begging. Let's get down to this episode. It was really good. It started off with Tariq's nightmare because, you know, this boy got blood on his hands, y'all. He got a lot of blood on his hands. And he goes to class. We notice he's dreaming because he's seeing a blast from the past. These are some characters from the original Power that we saw here. I'm talking about folks like Lakeisha. We had the cop that killed Raina. We even had Raina up in here. Proctor was there. And it was good to see these characters like reminding you of the original Power, which I was a fan of, showing up there. And it kind of like telling him, you caused our deaths, the things you did, and you're the reason we're dead, this, that, and the third. Kanan was there. Then also from the new show from Power Book 2, you had the two professors that are now dead, and it was like blood is on your hand. And then also in the dream was Lauren. And it was like, I looked at that and I said, And then they're holding up the phone telling him, there's somebody, won't you talk to your dad, you know, who he killed, and that's Ghost. And it was like, interesting. And of course, he woke up from that and he's like panicking and whatever, and that guilt. But imagine, y'all, being that young and having that much blood on your hands at such a young age. That's just crazy. Meanwhile, let's move on down to Councilman Tate, Professor Tate, whatever you want to call him. He is going to be put on the stand. We see him having a conversation with his brother, and his brother mentions to him, listen, you know, there's this lady that keeps calling me, and she keeps saying that she was a witness to the murder. She saw two people down there when Ramirez was killed, or was it the professor? Maybe it was the professor. I can't remember. She was a witness, and she saw two people down there. Jabari. It was Jabari's murder, and she was like, she said that she saw two people. Of course, Tate's brother's like ignoring this, like I ain't pay her no attention. And Tate was like, yeah, you did the right thing by not paying that attention. That's ridiculous. But now Tate goes to Tariq and is like, listen, you got to bring me something, bro. Listen, the professor's suicide, which they're thinking is a suicide, but we all know, and I'm suspecting, and we all know this, Monet killed that professor. Come on, son. We know that's what happened. But anyway, Tate tells Tariq, listen, you were supposed to bring me some evidence that I could use. You bring me that because, look, I got to testify. Your trial is in a few hours. You don't want that to go wrong, do you? Your sister's about to be adopted. You don't want that to go wrong. So you better get me what I need so I can help you out. So he's talking about that photo that features the politician and also features Braden's father and the guys in blackface and all that. He needs that photo for his political gain. So I was like, interesting. And so then we saw it later in that episode where Tate is in court and he brings it up. You know, he's being asked these questions, and he does bring this up. He does say, well, my brother is a good officer and this and that. He said, but he did mention that there was two people, that this witness said that she saw two people. So there's another possible suspect in the killing of Jabari. And so that just blows up the case for the DA, and that makes it say, well, wait a minute. If there's another person, we can go for a mistrial. You're hiding evidence and all these good things. So the DA is pissed about that. But that looks like this kind of helps Tariq in that way. So that was that. Meanwhile, poor Monet, you know what happened last week? She was exposed by her own daughter. Everything was exposed at that dinner table, but that was an intense scene too, y'all. But she was exposed, and now she's kicked out of the house. Lorenzo done kicked her out, so she's over there at Dante'S, a.k.a. Mecca, over there with him, kicking it with him and all this other stuff. And then we see this scene with Mecca, which was crazy, where he tells Cain, listen, you gotta stay here and do this. And Cain was like, I ain't staying here, whatever. He yoked Cain up by the neck. He gripped him by the neck and was like, put your hand out, put your hand out. And then I thought he was gonna, cut his hand or something. Then he's, give me your hand. Took his hand, got his fingerprint, whatever. You're now second in command. You just got a promotion. You should be happy. Dude, who's going to be happy about a promotion? You got your hands on my neck, choking me for dear life, and damn, they're making me think you're going to chop my damn hand off, talking about you should be happy. What? You should be happy, and you got to stay here. This is going to monitor you. You live here now, and tell your daddy, Lorenzo, that he ain't got no more supply because we got robbed. There's no drug money. There's no drugs for him because we got robbed. Ain't no stash. Tell your daddy. So Cain calls Lorenzo, tells him, and then Lorenzo's like, you need to come home now. And of course, Cain is stuck. He can't go home. So that was crazy. And then we see this craziness where we have Lorenzo snapping on Drew like, wait a minute, what's going on here? We ain't got no stash, this, that, and the third, which brings Drew to tell him, listen, I did help Monet steal the money and all that, and I did that. Steal the drugs and stuff, because that was my way of getting back at Lil Wop or Little Guap, whatever the dude's name is. And Lorenzo is furious, like, you betrayed me, and you did this. I thought after I put you in the lead, and this is how you repay me. Boy, go get my stash. Go get the stash. You better figure it out. And how do they figure that out? They put Diana on the case. Diana basically says to Drew, listen, I knew y'all was that whole thing with me going up to Tariq's room and all that and getting it on with him. I knew that y'all had Tariq distract me so I couldn't know what was going on behind the scenes. But she said, listen, I know how this whole thing worked. We get that little code or whatever so we can unlock and get the stash back. So she goes over to the dorm. She totally played Tariq. She went into that whole thing about the whole Monet scandal. Oh, I feel so bad. Everybody's so mad with me because my mother was messing with this man, Dante, and she had a baby, and Zeke is really Dante's father, and everything is my fault. My mother had an affair. She pulled on to Tariq's heartstrings and then said, yo, can you get me some water or something? He leaves the room. She goes, takes his phone, gets the information. And now that's what she got. Meanwhile, we see Drew going to his little boyfriend and, doing all that with him. And he steals his boyfriend's ID. And I was like, what he stole his ID for? But then when I realized what it was a part of the plan. He stole the ID so that they could get into the campus, go up on this roof, him and Diana, and take the stash out of that, electronic thing where it looks like it's a brick walls, and then it opens up, and that's where all the drugs are. Now, and I'm just saying to myself, this prestigious school, there's no security. Nobody sees this. They did this in broad daylight. Nobody noticed. Whatever, it's TV, right? You can't be picky, right? It's TV. But anyway, they stole the stuff back, and that was that. So now they have the stash. Good stuff, right? Real good stuff. Now let's move on down to Zeke, who last week I clowned him because I was like, when he found out that that wasn't his age, the only thing he found out that wasn't his birthday and that he wasn't really 19, he was actually 23. The only thing he mentioned was, oh, so this could get me kicked out because I lied about my age. I'm like, dude, did it not register with you that's your mama? That's how you react, find out that your auntie is your mama? I thought that was funny. That was an intense scene, though. But this episode, he's talking to Dante. Dante's telling him, listen, hear your mother out. We have a plan. You got to hear Monet out. What happened? She can explain to you. He said, but listen, what we can do for you is I can take you out of that school, whatever, get you some private coaching and then get you prepped for this game and all this other stuff. He said, but you got to meet with Monet. You got to get you prepped for all this. We can get you prepped for the NBA and all that. We get you a special coach and all this other stuff. But he said, but you got to meet with Monet. You got to hear her side of the story. And, she tells her side of the story. Listen, I was 16. I got pregnant by this clown over here, Dante. He got locked up. My mother sent me down south. I had the baby. Then we let Auntie, your real auntie, we let her raise you as if you were her child. And then they saw you was good at balling. And that's why we sent you back up here to New York. And I was good at playing. It was good at least being able to play the role and pretend to be your auntie when I'm really your mama. And she's like, but we can help you, this, that, and the third. We can make this right. So then Zeke asked her, he said, let me ask you something. Did you have anything to do with Carrie's death? And, she said, no. I would never do anything like that. In fact, when I got kicked out from Lorenzo, I came straight here to Dante'S. And Dante gave that look. They lying. Damn well they lying. Monet had something to do with Professor Carrie's death. Come on. But whatever. But Zeke is not having it. Zeke was like, listen, when all this blows over and I get my deal, I'm done with both of y'all regardless. And I could understand. He don't want to be bothered. He's like, I'm done with both of y'all. This is craziness. I don't want to be bothered with none of this. But things done backfired on him because then when he has his press conference to announce that he's leaving the school and he's leaving New York, as he's sitting there, his secret gets out about his age thing, and that messes up his chances in the NBA. So then we have his parents talking to him again. They're on the court telling him, we can work this out, we can fix this. And as they're doing that, pop, 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 pop. Gunshots. They're ducking down, they're shooting back. And so Dante's like, what's going on here? Monet said, did somebody follow you? And then they kind of put two and two together. This must the hands of Lorenzo. So these people are cold. Lorenzo sending people out to kill everybody? That's crazy. So then Monet comes up with a thing. She's like, listen, that was Lorenzo. We're going to have to take him out. Okay, Dante, she cold. She like, you're going to have to take him out. They're all cold, though. This is a ruthless family. She was like, you're going to have to take him out. And Lorenzo said, I have a better plan, baby. Now that Zeke is all messed up and can't play in the NBA and all that because of his, all this has been exposed, and and you're suspecting that Lorenzo did that, leaked that information. Why don't y'all just leave with me? We get on this yacht or this plane and go somewhere, leave the country, and be done with all this. Come on, baby. Take our son and we could start over. We could be a family, is basically what he was saying. And so, she had to think about that. Meanwhile, we had this scene with Braden and his brother, Trace, and the DA and his lawyers. And basically they're telling him, listen, we know you were involved. You're involved with the Tejadas. You're involved with Kane. You're involved with Tariq and the officer Ramirez. Trace is messing everything up. Trace done told, yeah, he was working for him, this, that, and the third. And that's probably why Tariq got Ramirez killed. He's just exposing everything. And so Braden is trying to play it off. And then Trace was like, nah, that dude Kane kidnapped us, this, that, and the third. He's making the matters worse. But then the DA had photos, like, we have pictures of you. We got the driver's license, the car of Kane's car. We have Ramirez's dash cam. Come on. You're kind of busted. So she's saying, you're going to have to make a deal. You're going to have to give us Tariq's head on a platter, something. You got to do something. Meanwhile, Tariq is having this conversation with Lauren, and he basically tells her, he says, listen, you're in danger because you went and did this whole wire thing thinking you protected me, but you actually met Lorenzo. And you would, that's it. You met Lorenzo, a.k.a. Kane, Lorenzo Jr., met Kane. And if he finds out that you had him on, you have him on a watch, you dead. So you got to leave, you got to go. But then here's the thing, what he did. Tariq said, he got Braden. He said, Braden, I'm going to need you to go pick her up and all that. But here's the thing. Tariq also told Effie, Effie's cold-blooded. He told Effie about the whole thing with Lauren. And what did Effie do? Effie went to Kane and told Kane. And so it's like, yeah, we're going to have to take homegirl out. Kane tells Braden, you got to kill Lauren. Basically, you got to kill her or I'm going to handle you. That's what's going to happen with that. But now here's the crazy thing. Tariq already told Braden to go pick her up. So he's putting her in more danger. He don't know that Braden was told by Kane. Y'all follow me, right? He didn't know that Braden was told by Kane. Listen, go kill the bitch. Well, that's basically what he said. Go kill the rich bitch. So now I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is really getting somewhere crazy. And it was just crazy. And I liked another scene I liked. I'm going to stay on Effie for a little bit. The scene with Effie and Braden. I like when he was like, oh, this, that, and the third. He won out. She said, listen, you chose this. I was born into this type of life, but you chose this. Ain't no getting out of this now, bro. You got to do what you got to do. You chose this, and she's right, because you were a rich boy with a silver spoon in your mouth, could do what you want, don't want for nothing, but you put yourself in this situation. So now you here, ain't no backpedaling, bro. You can't get out of this now. Ain't no backpedaling, none of that. You put yourself in the situation, now you got to deal with it. So, great scene right there. I thought that was great. Great scene. So, now, this is what got me. We see Braden driving with Lauren. Lauren wakes up. He stops the car. It's nighttime. I was like, oh, Lord, they're going to kill Lauren. Oh, no. I was feeling real bad. Braden tells her, get the F out the car, ho. I was adding a little flavor. Get out the car, ho. Get out. So he tells her to get out. I'm thinking, is he going to kill her? Because is that really in him to kill her? He lets her out of the car. And then he throws a bag of money at her and says, listen, you got to get out of town. You got to stay off the radar. You can't say nothing to your parents. You can't do nothing. You just got to leave. So I'm like, she's in the clear. That's good. Nope, she ain't in the clear. Here come a car pulling up. Who rolls up out of the car but Effie? Effie rolls up out of the car. She's like, pulls a gun out on Lauren. Get in here. Get in the car. Lauren is crying. No, listen, I'm leaving. No, please. Effie said, I said, get in the car. She said, no, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not going to do it. Effie knocked her out, threw her in the car, pulled off. Next scene we see, I don't know, that was crazy. Next time we see Effie, she taking her clothes off and getting into bed with Tariq. So I'm like, what did she do with Lauren? I'm still hoping, please tell me she had a change of heart and she didn't kill Lauren. But I have a feeling Lauren is going to see the king. Because if we take this back to Tariq's dream, look at Tariq's dream. Everybody in that dream was dead. So is that, and Lauren was in that dream. And listen, we got some people who are saying, I know somebody said to me, Ghost is still alive, because they said everybody in that dream is dead. And then Ghost wasn't really in the dream. He just had the phone saying Dad, was saying that was Dad in that dream. But Ghost didn't appear in that dream. And that's why some of y'all think Ghost is still alive. I don't think he's alive, especially since the actual actor went on to Twitter and said that his character is dead. And, leave him alone. He appreciated us, but that character's dead. That's what he said on his own Twitter. And I don't think he's alive. I wouldn't like if Ghost was alive. I think that would be too corny. Let him be dead. But anyway, what also happened in tonight's episode is Tariq's little sister has been adopted. I thought that was a little sad and a little touching when Tariq went up to the window and looked in and saw her, and that was that. That was a sad thing. But now back to Dante and them. So Tariq gets confronted by Dante after Tariq goes through that bag and everything, and Tariq finds out some information. He has McLean give him some data on the situation. And he finds out that Mecca is also Dante, and that Mecca is a powerful and dangerous man, but also a big time informant and snitch, but he's still dangerous. But when he goes back to his dorm, who's in his dorm? It's Mecca, aka Dante, and he's like, where's that ring? Where's this, that, and the third? He's ready to kill. Basically, a little bit before that, Mecca came home and almost pulled his gun out on, well, he did pull his gun out on Kane, saying, I knew you robbed me, but you took that other bag. You better tell me where that bag is at. That other bag, you better bring that. And then that's when they showed, Tariq with the bag and all that. And then that's when Kane told his mama, listen, we in danger. This man's got me here. He got me locked in here. He told me I got to stay in here. And she said, but he let you stay in there with the phone and all that? That's crazy. Something is up. She said, send me a picture of this dude. So meanwhile, that's that. So now back to Tariq and Dante. Tariq is like, he says to him, where's my money? Where's this? Where's that bag? Where's this, that, and the third? Where's my money? I ain't playing with you. But Tariq was like, listen, I know who you are. You're a big time international snitch, informant, this, that, and the third. And we found out, in this scene that he was an informant about to expose Lobos, and he knows that ghosts kill Lobos. He knew all of that. So Tariq cut a deal. He said, if you don't want nobody to know who you are and where you at and all this other stuff, I need you to get me $2 million and this, that, and the third, and so I can get on up out of here. And so he agrees to it. He said, but I get that. You get that $2 million once I get what I need from you. Then we see Mecca storming home, ready to look like he was going to finish Kane off. And then when he does that, who's in the house? Monet. And so Kane doesn't know that they know each other. And she's like, Dante. And he was like, wait a minute. You know this dude? He's like, wait, this is Dante as in Zeke's father? He said, wait a minute. So you use me to get to my mama? And then she was like, he used both of us because he wanted this compromise, this situation. He used both of us. He knew what he was doing. So she said, listen, this is what we're going to do. She said, you have to kill Lorenzo, Dante. And then me and my children will leave with you. And I'm like, do you trust that? I don't know. I have a feeling she's saying that, but she's probably going to have him kill Lorenzo. Then she's going to turn around and somehow kill him. But, he loved him so, Monet, so he agrees to that. And that's pretty much that with that. But the episode ended with this whole question mark of, is Lauren dead? Or maybe I'm just in denial. Maybe I just don't want Lauren to be dead. I don't know. I'm like, please don't let her be dead. But this was a really, really, really good episode, y'all. I really enjoyed it. And next week is the season finale, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but this was a good episode. This show is good. The show is really good. I was like, wow. I was rooting for poor little Lauren to get away, and then look at what happened. I like this show. So many twists and turns. So now we got to see what's going to happen next week. What did you guys think about tonight's episode? Let me know. That's all I got for now, and I don't want to ramble too long. I thought it was great. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.